Hello and welcome to Math with Tiffany. Today we're going to be talking about solving a system of equations. In this one we're going to be doing two equations with two unknowns. If you see system of equations, they're generally written inside curly brackets. And you'll have an equation like x plus y equals 8 and 2x plus 3y equals 21. Fix that y. The curly brackets tell you these two equations have the same x and y. They're somehow related. You can solve these equations three ways. Write these in red for you. Three ways to solve. The first way is by graphing. That is, you solve each of these for y, and you graph a y equals equation, and then you see where the graphs intersect, and that'll give you your x's and y's. If that's real simple, you can plug into your calculator graph, go into your table, look where they equal, or use your intercept function on your graph. Second way is by substitution, which we will go over in this video. And the third way is elimination, which we will also go over in this video. Elimination. Yeah. So let's start by using substitution on this equation to solve for our x's and our y. So in substitution, you take one equation and you solve for a variable. So we'll do the steps in blue. Take this one and we'll solve it. So x equals 8 minus y, because we moved the y, we minus y from each side. And so we take this and we're going to plug this x, what this x equals, into this x right here. And the reason we don't put it back in the equation that we solved for is it would all cancel out and we wouldn't get an answer for our y. Because we would have 8 minus y plus y equals 8, and our y's would cancel and it would be 8 equals 8, and that really doesn't tell us anything. So we'll have 2 times our x, which is 8 minus y, plus 3y equals 21. And now we're just going to solve this one like we would a normal one variable equation. So 2 times 8 is 16 minus 2 times y plus 3y equals 21. 16 plus y equals 21. Y equals 21 minus 16, which is 5. Okay, so we have y equals 5. Then we plug this 5 back into this equation up here. And so that'll give you x equals 8 minus 5. So x equals 3. And so that is our that's our answer. Y equals 5 and x equals 3. Now we're going to do the same problem, so we already know the answer, but this time we're going to do it by elimination. So let's rewrite it again. X plus y equals 8 and 2x plus 3y equals 21. Okay, so now instead of substitution, we're going to eliminate. So we can do this because I'm going to multiply our top equation by -2. Okay, so this will give us, to keep the equation the same, it's going to give us -2x minus 2y equals -16. We multiplied -2 by everything. That keeps the equation equal. And then let's write our other equation below it. 2x plus 3y equals 21. Now, with elimination, we're going to add these two equations together. So basically our x's add together, our y's add together, and our constants add together. If you notice, our x's cancel. So minus 2x plus 2x gives you no x's. And then we have negative 2y plus 3y is just y equals negative 16 plus 21 is 5. And then we plug the y back into our first equation. So x plus 5, that's our y, equals 8. So x equals 3. And that's the same thing we got up here, just this time we used elimination. Sometimes equations already have it set up where one variable would cancel the other variable, but if you can see that, like on this one, you can multiply everything by -2 to make it an easy cancellation. Do it, because it makes it a lot easier. It's a lot less steps. Okay, let's do another example. Let's go, scroll down. Scroll down. Okay. Curly brackets. So we have negative 2x plus y equals negative 7, and 2x plus 7y equals 15. Now in this one, it's clear to see that we're definitely going to use the elimination method because we already have a positive 2x and a negative 2x. So we're just going to add the two equations together, and our x's cancel, and that gives us 8y equals 8. So divide 8 by each side, so y equals 1. And then again, we find our x by just plugging a y back into one of these two equations and solving for x. So negative 2x plus 1 equals negative 7. Negative 2x equals negative 8. So divide by negative 2, x equals positive 4. And that is our answer. And again, if you want to double check yourself, just plug both of these into an equation and see if it works. I'd plug it into both. So we already know it works for the first equation. Let's plug it into the second equation. So 2 times 4 plus 7 times 1 equals 15. So this is 8 plus 7 equals 15, and 8 plus 7 is 15, so that checks out. So that is truly your answer. Okay, so the next example we're going to do is a bit harder because the first one isn't a linear system. It is a parabola. Duke. Okay, we're going to erase. Or we'll just put that up there. That works. Okay. So our next equation, or system of equations, is oh my help. Okay. X squared plus 3y equals 16, and 4x plus y equals 12. Okay, because we have this x squared, this is if we were to solve this for y, it's y equals negative 1/3 x squared plus 16 divided by 3. Because the x squared, this is giving us a parabola, an upside down parabola. Kind of looks something like this. And this one's a linear system, and so it's gonna have a line that's going through a parabola, and it's gonna have two answers. Okay, 2. And I'll show you how to find both of those. Okay, so let's erase this because we don't actually need that equation. I mean, you would if you were graphing it and finding it, but we don't actually need it. Okay, back to black. Okay, so in this one we're going to use substitution. Because of the x squared, we can't multiply really to get an x by itself. I mean, we could multiply this one down here by -3 and add. I think substitution is going to be the easiest route with this one. So let's do, which one are we substituting? Okay, we're going to solve this equation for y. So y equals -4x plus 12. That was super easy. So then we're going to plug this y into this equation up here. So that'll give us x squared plus r plus 3 times the y, which is this entire thing. So -4x plus 12 equals 16. And now we're just going to solve like a normal equation. So x squared plus -12x plus 36 equals 16. So now we're going to do some rearranging. Because of the x squared, we're going to have to factor. And so we're going to move the 16 over to this side to have it equal to 0. So that's going to simplify to x squared minus 12x plus 20 equals 0. Because we're subtracting 16 from both sides, and 36 minus 16 is 20. And now we're going to factor. Doop, 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 doop equals 0. And we have x minus, okay, factors of 20 that add to 12, that'd be 10 and 2. So we have x, I'm going to write this in blue so I can find it later. X equals 10 or x equals 2. Alright, now then to find the y, we're going to plug these x's back into this top equation right here. So our y equals -4 times 10 plus 12, or y equals -4 times 2 plus 12. Pretend you can see the 12. So y equals -40 plus 12, or y equals -8 plus 12. So y equals -36, or y equals 4. Okay, so and like I said, because this is an x squared, we know this has 2 answers. You can check both to make sure they both work, because sometimes it might not work, like it only hits 1 point. So plug them both back. So you have x equals 10 and y equals -36. 36? 26? It's 36. 20. So I can't math today. This isn't 36, this is 28. 28 minus 28. Because when x is 10, y equals -28. In this one, x equals 2 and y equals 4. Put an and sign. So just remember, you can't have 2 answers, especially if you have an x squared here. Thank you for checking in with Math with Tiffany. See you next time.